Hello, everybody. It's Uncle Matt, and I'm here to read you another bedtime story. And tonight's bedtime story comes from a collection of stories, and that collection is called A Bunch of Munch. And the story I'm going to read to you tonight is It's My Room by Robert Munsch and illustrated by Michael Martchenko. And tonight's story, this story is copyright in 2012. It's My Room. Look, said Matthew's mom, we're going to have a big new trailer. You get your own room. Well, said Matthew, will there be lots of people in my room like in our old trailer? No, said his mother. Well, said Matthew, will there be just me in my room? Yes, said his mother. Yes, 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 said Matthew. Well, how about dogs and cats and horses, said Matthew. No, said his mother, there will not be dogs and cats and horses. This is a room just for you and for you alone. Yes, 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 said Matthew. That day, Matthew and his mom moved into the new trailer. Wow, yelled Matthew, finally a room just for me. But the next day his mother said, my brother from back home, the one with the two sons, is thinking of moving here, and they will be visiting for a while. No, yelled Matthew. No, 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 no. Come on, said his mom. It'll just be for a little while. So the two cousins came to sleep in Matthew's bed. It took Matthew a week before he could sleep without dreaming about stinky toes. A week later, his mother said, oh, Matthew, my sister is going to move here, and her dogs are going to have to stay in your room for a while. No, yelled Matthew. No, 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 no. Those are the dogs that ate the mailman, and they will probably eat me while I am asleep. Nobody liked that mailman, said his mother, and my sister needs help, so you will have to share for just a little bit. So, the two dogs, came and slept in Matthew's bed. It took him a week before he could sleep without dreaming that he was being eaten by large, ugly dogs. A few weeks later, his mother said, my 5 cousins are moving here, and they are bringing bunk beds, and they will be in your room for just a while. No, yelled Matthew. No, 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 no. They all snore, and I do not want them in my room. Ha, said his mother. You snore, and they are my cousins, and that's that. Matthew decided to sleep under the trailer, but mosquitoes and black flies came out and almost ate him alive. I have had it, said Matthew. It is my room and not a hotel. Matthew went into the trailer and took a package of pork chops out of the refrigerator. Then he walked down the road, past the trucks, to the dump. At the dump, he yelled, "Yo, bears! Pork chops!" Three bears followed Matthew. He ran back home, opened the door, and threw in the pork chops. The bears ran in after the pork chops. And Matthew's relatives yelled, "Bears! Ah!" And they all ran out of the trailer and didn't come back. When Matthew's mother got back, she was happy to hear that the relatives had left, so Matthew decided not to tell her that he was now sleeping with bears. So, Robert Munsch wrote a little something about the story It's My Room. And here it is. I visited Fort McMurray, Alberta, in Canada, in 2005, and I met Matthew when I was telling stories at Greeley Road School. Matthew lived in a neighborhood that was all mobile homes, and I made up this story about him. I called it Trailer Scrunch. In 2010, Scholastic held a contest to pick my next published book, and this was one of the 3 stories that kids across the country voted on. It didn't win the contest. The story that won was Give Me Back My Dad, but this one became a book a couple of years later anyway, with a new title. When Michael Martchenko started to illustrate the book, I sent him a bunch of photos of Fort McMurray and Matthew's neighborhood to use for inspiration. Because Matthew's family is originally from Newfoundland, he also put a lot of souvenirs of Newfoundland in Matthew's bedroom. Well, that's all the time we have for Uncle Matt's bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.